Yep, happened again. I was editing, and this time signature stuff turned out to be, even with after all of the edited out footage, turned out to be like 21 minutes. So here's the second half. As we get larger and larger time signatures, you can start combining smaller structures to make larger structures, and those larger structures are now the smaller structures of the bigger time signatures, if that makes sense. What I'm thinking of the 2s and the 3s as like your tiniest Lego pieces. And then you stick a couple of those together, and then you've got slightly bigger Lego pieces that you can then stick together to make even bigger time signatures, right? So it's like, your atoms, your molecules, and then there's your time signature. So let's take a look at 9-8, which is a great example of where this starts to happen. 9-8 you can achieve with a 4 plus a 5 plus a 4, or 3 3s, right? And that 4 can be 2 2s, obviously, but the 5 can be a 2 or a 3, or a 3 or a 2. So now we've got this internal pulse structure inside a larger pulse structure. One, two, one, two, one, two, three, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, three, one, two. The 5 and the 4 can sound something like this. One, two, three, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, three, one, two, one, two, one, two. And the 3 3s will sound something like this. One, two, three, one, two, three, one, two, three. And that time I'm using my left hand to give the pulse structure, or the steady eighth notes, while I use my right hand to give the pulse structure. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. My personal favorite thing with pulse structure stuff like this is to get really, really silly with it. So, in Geff's song Splinter, we use 15-8 in a couple of sections. And we divided the 15-8 up in the first section as 7 followed by 8. And coming back in the second section, we've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So 9 and then 6. And again, it's this internal pulse structure thing. So the first 15-8 section sounds like this. So when you apply that pulse structure to it, even though the groupings in the beginning of the riff are actually in 3s, when you apply the 2, 2, 3 pulse structure to it, it actually makes a lot of sense. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then in the last bar we turn it back into 4, 4. Similarly in Splinter, the main riff is actually in 21. And yes, 21 is evenly divisible by 7, but this isn't just 3 bars of 7. The entire phrase, the way the phrase is structured, and the pulse structure given by the drums and the left hand says that, one time through the phrase is 1 bar, and it's broken up in a pulse structure of 7, 5, 5, 4. Let's take a closer look at that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. There's your 7. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. First 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Second 5. 1, 2, 1, 2. And there's your 4. And my left hand is doing is just kind of giving that pulse. 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2. Finally, you can get really, really silly with it. So we've got the final song on our upcoming album. It's a song called Back from Space Earth. And the opening groove is alternating between 15/8 and 14/8, but the primary pulse structure is a 3. So it gives it this kind of shuffle feel. It's almost like a 5 in triplets kind of feel. And then when we switch to the 14/8, all we're doing is pulling one of the eighth notes out in the later the later sets of 3. So it alternates 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. That's one bar of 15, and then the bar of 14 is 3, 3, 3, 2, 3. And then the second time it comes back to 15, it's now 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2. And then finally it goes back to the 14, and then back and forth, and it winds up being a 6-bar phrase. And it's really, I mean, this is just silly. It's honestly, like, why would anybody do this? But we did it. And it winds up sounding pretty cool. Thank God Josh and Tyler are so talented that, when I come in with an idea like an absurd pulse structure like this, it takes them 20 minutes to learn it and then another 5 minutes to make it sound way better than I ever could have thought. So, you be excited. This is Back from Space Earth, I think, is the best individual piece of music I've ever been a part of. And on an album full of songs that are the best songs I've ever been a part of. So I'm excited for this to come out. It's almost done. By the time as I'm making this video, we just finished mixing and are heading to the mastering phase, which hopefully won't take too long. Anyway, back on topic, the part is going to sound like this. Break that down, right? You've got this 5 shuffle feel, 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1, right? And that's the first bar of 15 there. Is that kind of like steady dotted quarter note pulse. And the next one is almost a steady dotted quarter note pulse, except for on the 4th pulse it's now just a regular quarter note, only 2 rather than 3. So we've got 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3. Right? 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3. 1 2 1 2 3. We're just slipping that 5 there at the end, so it kind of becomes a bar of like 9 and then 5. But because the dotted quarter note pulse is so endemic to the part, and it kind of just lends itself to this bouncy thing, it still feels like a dotted quarter note part. It still feels like a shuffle part, just almost like you nicked yourself shaving or something. There's a little surprise in there. Then we get to the 3rd bar of 15. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2, and then back to the 14 pulse structure. And then back to the original 15 pulse structure of the all dotted eighth notes. So what's happening here is we've got this 2-bar time signature structure. And overlaid over that is 3 chords. An E major chord, E major 7, a C sharp major, and then an A major. A9, but that's an A major. It's all A major, right? So before we get to a full cycle of, where everything lines back up at 1, because 2 and 3 are different numbers, we have to go through the whole structure 6 times, right? We have to go through 3 sets of 15 followed by 14, or 2 sets of all 3 chords. So, in order to mix things up a little bit, I took that middle 15 and changed the pulse structure. 14, 15, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And that's the top. So all of this is well and good. And I really like to play around with this stuff. Again, it's more what's to do the how with. You know, why put a weird time signature there just because you want to put a weird time signature there? Like, you should be feeling the parts, and you should be feeling the pulse structure and stuff like that. But you know, that leads me to something really important, is feel, right? I've worked really hard to have an intimate understanding of the difference in feeling between a 2 pulse and a 3 pulse. And this is just one way to approach it. You know, Josh Merhart talks about feeling in pulses of 5 a lot. There are guys that feel in pulses of 7. You know, it all depends on where your brain is coming from and what you've practiced. But they're still feeling it, and that's the point. And it's a really important thing to be able to feel this stuff, because otherwise you're just kind of counting, and if you're just counting, then it's harder to achieve the underlying pulse structure. You know, I was still kind of getting my head around this idea when I was writing my solo album, Journey to the Center of the Ear. And I think you can kind of hear that, you know, especially in a song like Sargatanas Before the Fall. There's, you know, the time signature is 17, and the pulse structure is kind of 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 7 5 and 5. But the way the main riff in the treble side and the bass line for that riff line up is they don't really pay attention to that pulse structure, and if it weren't for the drums and the guitars really driving that structure home, it would sound pretty chaotic, to be honest. And looking back, I would probably arrange it a little bit differently so that it even if it wasn't strictly, oh, here's the pulse structure, let me ram it down your throat, it still, you know, was based around it and syncopated around that, rather than just kind of the free-for-all that it became. And so, you know, that kind of illustrates my point in the difference between, you know, feeling it and just counting. So yeah, this stuff, and you know, it also really helps inform your regular time signatures too. I feel like I have a much stronger sense of 4/4, 3/4, 6/8, 12/8, all that kind of stuff, because I've spent so long, you know, working to make feeling odd rhythms one of my strengths in music. So yeah, take this, mess around with it, write some parts in weird time signatures, maybe see if you can't, you know, take a song you already know and identify the pulse structure and then adjust that pulse structure so that it fits into an odd time signature. Then you can make some really cool math rock songs. You know, I'd love to make a math rock cover of the Alien Ant Farm cover of Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal. I think that'd be a good time. Yeah. So take that, hope it helps, and keep exploring.